can change the world. And I don't know about you, but there's nothing I would rather do than be an agent of change. How many of you think that we can change the world? Let me hear you. All right, yeah. And one of the things that we need to do to change the world is to eradicate hunger. We live in a world where there's so much food that every person on the planet can have 4 pounds of food every single day. Why is it then that 25,000 of my brothers and sisters will die before the sun goes down because they don't get enough food to eat? That's obscene. There's no reason for one child to go to bed with a hungry stomach. If we care enough, we will change the world. And the way we will do that is by working together to ensure that no one goes hungry. All we have to do is to stand up for the brothers and sisters that don't have a voice. How many of you would like to have a world where your children and your grandchildren would have to go to Wikipedia to find out about hunger? Well, because hunger would just be a memory. Working together, we can make that happen. Stop Hunger Now has a vision of a world without hunger. And what we want more than anything else is that vision to become a reality in our lifetime. Because you are here today, you are a part of that vision. We are working together to make that happen. I'm thrilled that we are instituting Stop Hunger Now Philippines. This inaugural event will be only the first of showing the world that Filipinos care for Filipinos, and working together we can make sure that hunger is ended right here in this country. Now I want to introduce our Chief Operations Director, Alan Renquist. For the past 3 years, he's been International Director, and he's responsible for all of us being here today. It's his vision that has brought us to the Philippines. And so I just want to introduce Alan and say, come up and say a few words. Alan Renquist.
Thank you again so much for being here. I believe I should say Salamat po. They asked me to come up here and train you on how to do this. Obviously, you guys have a solid grasp of that at this point. I will reiterate a couple things. But there are a couple things I want you to know right now. One is, first, you guys are here, you're here in response to Typhoon Hayian. But the way that Stop Hunger Now works is that we want meal packaging events like this to go on all the time. So I want you to imagine your sisters and brothers doing this. You doing this with your fellow employees. You doing this with your church. You doing this with your Rotary friends or with the people that you work with. I think I already said that. Anyone can do this. I've done this with 5-year-olds and 105-year-olds. So I just want you to know that Stop Hunger Now Philippines is now officially a real thing. We've been working for a couple of years to try to stop sending meals to the Philippines and to start producing them here locally with wonderful, good-hearted people just like you. And without people like you, nothing would be possible. So I'm very fortunate to be able to help work with people like Ronaldo Calayan and Adrian and Jerry and the Peace Corps volunteers that are here to make this happen. And I'm just a really lucky guy. But I can't say thank you enough. The other thing that you should know is that in addition to the 1 million meals that the U.S. has on its way here, and the first of which are arriving tomorrow, there's also 300,000 meals coming from Malaysia and Singapore. And you know, what's great is that people around the world have engaged themselves to help the victims of Typhoon Hayian. So I want to thank you all for that. Now that that's said, let me just talk about a couple things that are important here. As you can see, we are all wearing gloves, we are all wearing hairnets. You want to know why? Because we are making food here. We want the food to be clean. And we are giving the food to people that need it very badly. And a lot of them have weakened immune systems because they don't get enough to eat. So it's all the more important that you have clean hands and all of that when you're packaging food. If you need to go to the bathroom, make sure you wash your hands again before you even put your gloves back on. The other thing I want to say is pay attention leaders. There's a team leader at every station that's trained. You'll notice that you're putting in 4 ingredients. The first is the vitamins, then it's the soy, then it's the vegetables that include garlic and malunggay, and then it's the rice. So the rice is the last ingredient because that is what we use to adjust the weight of the meals at the very next station, which is the scale. The scales are weighing the bags to make sure they weigh in between 379 and 385 grams. And then they're passing it on to the sealers who are sealing the bag shut. Now, as soon as those bags are sealed shut, they have a 2-year shelf life. So they're going to be good for 24 months after today. But guess what? These meals are going out tomorrow to help the victims of Typhoon Hayian. And there's no more efficient way to help than that. So again, Salamat po. Thank you for taking all the time out of your schedule. I hope you have a good time. And every time you package 5 boxes of meals and make 1,000 meals, you're going to hear a little something. This is what it's going to sound like. We need to get you gone, but that's the symbol for you. You've just made another 1,000 meals. That's every 5 boxes that are packaged are 1,000 meals. I think that's a good reason to celebrate. So you're going to hear that gong a lot today. And when you do, I'd love for you to scream and shout, and then get right back to work. Also, we want you to have fun. We're going to be dancing, having music and all that, because this is really a party, packaging party. So thanks again. Have a great time. If you have any questions, you've got me, you've got Ray, you've got Adrian, you've got Ronaldo, and you've got Jerry. We'll all be running around helping out. Thanks again. Have fun.
Thank you, Alan. Thank you to the staff members, Ryan.